Hi everybody. So we are gearing up for another round of AVMR, and just a reminder, and in the email too, the original date of the window opening next week has been changed, and it's due to the AVMR course going on next week. So there's subs being used for that. Lots of people have been sick, so there's subs kind of being used for that. BAS is going on, subs for that. So we're really low on subs, which is basically the main reason. So what we're going to do is AVMR assessments just have to be done by Friday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. Except for second grade. If you have students in second grade who you are referring for math intervention, those kiddos need to be done for the 13th. And if you need help with that, please let me know. Otherwise, the rest of your class can just be done by the 14th. And then you get to choose. If you're ready and you want to start pulling kids to your table during math class or when they come in the morning, or if that's your comfort level, go for it. You can start assessing this afternoon if you want. You can start assessing Monday if you want. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. If you would like a sub, and you can do both. If you want to do some in your classroom and then you think that that's not going to be enough time and you still want the full day sub, you can sign up for that as well. We just cannot do that next week. You'd have to wait for the following weeks to do that. And I will be sending a sign up sheet for that. Also, kindergarten paras, if they would like to sub, that would be awesome, and it's very helpful. So for kindergarten, you guys are going to be doing the forward number, backward number, and just kind of wanted to remind us where we're at. And we're in like a little bit of a funky place as well, because I have here December, March, and June, and we're giving it, end of January, beginning of February. So I would say that the scores kind of will be in between this point right here. But we want to be looking for students to be at about a 4 at this point for forward number, a 3 for backward number, around a 2 or a 1 for number ID. And then we're going to give the structuring assessment this time around as well. And you have to kind of think about your kiddos. If you know that there are some kids that are really strong and you feel like they can do within 10, start the assessment at the within 10 piece where the arrow is to start. If you feel like they're not and they're more on like in the 0 to 5 range, then you would just start at that piece of the assessment up at the top of the page. And for structuring in kindergarten, they're fine to be at 0s and 1s, but we know that a lot of the work that's being done in kindergarten is around the decomposing of 5. So it's a good idea to get some information on that for your kiddos to use to drive your instruction. And then also just keep in mind that you're not giving the entire assessment over again. You're just starting from where those kids left off. So if you had kids that were 5s, you're not going to assess them at all. And if you have a kid that got pretty far, you want to pick up exactly in the assessment where you left off, where they made some errors, and that's where you would start the assessment. And then as we're moving into second grade, we want to be thinking about forward number is this first one here. So they should be solid 5s. We're not assessing forward number, backward number, number ID unless you have a concern. Then you can assess those kiddos. And then when we get over to structuring, at this point in the year, they really should be 4s moving towards 5s for structuring. And the assessment you'll be giving different this time of the year rather than you did in the beginning was for the addition and subtraction. We're looking for those to be 4s as 5s as well. And then I want to, because the addition and subtraction assessment might be a little far off from our memory, I wanted to just kind of go over that real quickly. With that assessment, you want to make sure with all of them that you're starting with that arrow telling you where to enter. And this is with the screened collection. So you want to make sure that you are putting the counters in front of the child and covering that first set, then putting the next colored counters in front of the child and covering that second set. They shouldn't be seeing any of the counters as they're adding. And you're really looking for all those different strategies. Are they having to put all their fingers up and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like 1, 2, and then have to go back and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Are they able to just put up 4 fingers and go 5, 6? Are they putting up 4 fingers and putting up 2 fingers and then counting from 1? Are they just getting it? So especially in second grade, they should just be able to say 4 plus 2 is 6, because those should have been built up through the structuring piece that they just kind of know it. So with known facts, you don't have to dig into how did you solve it. Especially second graders, they're going to start trying to like tell you ways to solve it when that's not what they solved. They just knew it was 4 plus 2. So really kind of watch the way that they answer it. you'll know when to ask more questions. If they cannot answer the 4+2 with the screen collections, and kindergarten teachers, feel free, if you want to give parts of this assessment, if there's certain kids in your class that you feel that you've seen them being able to do some of these things and you want to see where they actually fall within the AVMR addition subtraction assessment, you can give it to them too. You're allowed to use this however it makes sense for you. So if they can't count both the screen collections, that's when I then move up here and I'm going to only cover that first set of 7 red counters, and then I'm going to put the 2 blue counters outside of that screen and then ask them to add them all together. Again, if they still can't do it, you keep going up. So when they are successful, we move down this page, and then when we enter to the next page is right up at the top of the screen, right up at the top of the page, that you're going to start. Again, you're really looking for their strategies. It's going to give you a lot of information for where to go with your instruction. We really are looking for second graders to be using a range of strategies that aren't count by 1. So counting forward and counting back, they're moving away from that. We really want to be them, especially like in 16 minus 4. We want to see that they can use the 6 minus 4 is 2 and tell you that that 1 is a group of 10. And you'll notice that as you move down to the bare number tasks, again, they really should be using a range of strategies. In order to be a solid 5, they have to have a range of different strategies. If you have questions about the addition subtraction assessment as you get into it, feel free to reach out to me. I am teaching AVMR next week on Wednesday and Thursday, and then the following week, all 4 days, I will be here working with teachers as they practice the assessments, but feel free to grab me when I'm doing that if I'm not working with one of those teachers. I hope this helps a little bit of a review. And again, just remember that you get to decide when you're doing it as long as it's done by the Friday before vacation. I will be sharing the sign-up sheet. If you would like to have a sub, you can do 1 full day or you can do 2 half days. And any other questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me. Have a great weekend.